Welcome to the Michele Roy Show.
Hello and welcome to another Michele Roy Show. I'm so grateful that you're here with us today, and there's so much that we're going to be talking about. Today it's all about joy. So whatever you're doing, I would love for you to just take a little bit of time to tune in, get yourself settled in, comfortable. If you need a little drink, a little hot tea or coffee, whatever you like, but just take a little moment for you so we can connect. We are talking about joy today, and it's such a big topic. Last week we had Leah Valencia-Key on our podcast, and she talked all about joy, and it was amazing to hear her. And so I wanted to just unpeel that a little bit. So just take it back a little bit and see, what does it mean to have joy? And how can you and I continue doing our best to find joy, even in the smallest different things in life? You know, joy sometimes can be something that we can just say, oh yeah, you're joyful or this or that. But no, it's very deep. And there's a difference between joy and happiness. So happiness, it's usually when things are going our way, right? Isn't that easier for us to find happiness in the things when it's a beautiful day, it's sunny outside, and you're like, oh, this is nice, and I'm happy about it. Or I was able to win something and I got picked or chosen. You find joy, you find happiness, which is temporarily, right? But joy is deeper. Joy is something that we find deep within our soul, and it's something that we can cultivate as well. And it's not as fleeting as happiness. As I say, happiness is a state of mind, whereas joy is something that you can work towards and it can help you. So this podcast, we're going to be talking all about that. What is joy? So for me, I find that joy has come in a very different way than I expected, because as you know, I'm dealing with chronic pain every single day. Today was actually a really tough day, if I'm very honest with you. And I decided to just look, I actually had a nice shower, even though I had my pajamas most of the day today, and just giving my body the rest it needed because I was in a lot of pain. However, I found deep inside of me that little bit of oomph to keep going, got myself to the gym, was able to have a little sauna time, and the heat always really helps me. And I decided to, I have a little bit of energy, so why not record my podcast? Why not talk about joy? Because it's how it helps me. So it's my way of giving back as well. And how do we find that joy? I think that for me, gratitude goes hand in hand with joy. Because if you're grateful, you're able to root yourself into something that's deeper, right? And having gratitude, being able to just in the morning take a little bit of time and write 3 things that I'm grateful for. What am I looking for? I'm grateful that I was able to sleep, even if it's just 2 hours. I'm grateful that I have a nice, comfy bed. I'm grateful that I have a beautiful child that made me a wonderful breakfast this morning. But writing that down really helps me to reframe my focus. And that's one way of finding joy, because it's something deeper. It's an energy that you feel within you. So yeah, having a gratitude list is very important. Another thing is also being present. Be in the moment. This is actually difficult because a lot of times we are bombarded with questions. We are bombarded with information from right, left, and center. And just being grounded, appreciating the things that are around you, listening to the birds outside, chirping away, especially right now, we're beginning of spring, and it's just so nice and comforting to hear that. So being grounded and being present really helps you to connect to joy, because that's what we're doing, right? We're planting ourselves deeper and deeper into the source of who we are, which we are a source of love, which God has been given us, right? We're created by God. And that's what I really, really believe. And so if we have that practice of gratitude, if we are able to be present, and the next thing we can do is create what I call a joy list. So the things that makes you happy, which is for a little bit, but it goes deeper than that, is the joy list. So what could it be? What makes you happy? And then what makes you feel inside of you like a little burning candle, so to speak? For me, is Latin music. If you put Latin music on, the right beats, oh my goodness, it just feels like inside of me is just creating this woo. I start moving to it, and it's something that brings me joy. It's not fleeting, it's deeper. It makes my whole body feel it, feels energized. So maybe for you is, I don't know, playing an instrument, musical instrument, or painting, or writing, some sort of creative expression. I think that's one way that we can connect with our joy even deeper. So it's finding those things that it could be simple as well. Sometimes just holding a hot cup of hot chocolate. I really like hot chocolate. I know it's my little simple treat, but that brings me joy because I'm present in the moment. I can appreciate the creaminess with a little bit of cinnamon on top and just have that moment to feel connected with what I'm experiencing. And that's one way to ground that joy as well. What is it for you? What brings you joy? Just think about it. What are things that light you up and that cause your whole body to feel the tingling sensations? I think it's really important for us to know ourselves and find the different things. So, yeah, what are the things that are causing me to feel happy right now? But I know it's going to be just like, oh, it's a holiday. Yay, I'm away. And you come back and you have the holiday blues. But if you can tap into that emotion of what are the things that you were able to experience, what are the grateful moments that you had to cherish, if you were on a holiday, the beach, or the sound of the waves, or feeling the sand, soft sand on your feet. Some people like that, some people don't. But I want to ask you, because I think it really helps if we can see for ourselves what are the things that brings us joy, and then do more of it. So if it is enjoying some music, blast it on. Have that playlist if that's going to be what you like. Or cooking. Some people really enjoy cooking and they find joy in that, and just seeing how the beautiful smells come together and just this way they present the food, that's another way of finding joy. So, my friend, what is it for you? And how can you give that more chance to be in your day-to-day life? So with gratitude, every single day, setting the intention of starting the day, what am I grateful for today? And really just thinking about it, being more present and holding yourself that space. So we've talked about what is joy? What can we do to find it? And let's talk about a very important point, which is how do we keep it? Because we don't want it to be fleeting, just like happiness can be. And we want to be able to internalize ourselves and really feel it. So I'm saying about being grounded. It's like when you feel your foot in the floor and you just feel that your whole body being supported. Isn't it just a different experience? Can you feel your feet right now? And if you are not driving or you're just standing there, just take a little moment. Feel the ground beneath your feet. And that's what I'm trying to say. You're allowing yourself to feel grounded in joy, grounded in that feeling that you want to have more of. And one of the things that we have to do is guard our energy levels, right? Because when we're depleted and we're in pain, or it's, difficulties at work, with family, with relations, or any of those things can cause us to feel depleted, and it can rob our joy, right? Because our focus is taken from what we're hoping to take care of, which is that nice, cuddly feeling we get, and it's pulled to something different. And you don't want that energy. So, guarding, like I've talked about it in another podcast about protecting your peace, it's really important. When you protect your peace, you're protecting your joy. And they go hand in hand. You want to have both of them because you want to be present, you want to be in the moment, you want to be grateful. And I'm not trying to give you tons of things to do. These are just things that has helped me. And I'm just sharing with you because I want you to be able to find your joy again. I want you to be able to thrive once again and know that you are enough just the way you are. So if these little tools can help you, hey, happy days. And another thing as well, so we're saying for how do we keep our joy? I'm looking at my notes here. It's very important for me because my brain sometimes just goes off. But we have to guard our energy and then reframe our challenges. That's such a big one because I know for me, I could be looking at, for instance, today, the fact that it was a really difficult day for me and feeling like, oh, you're useless, can't do anything, the chatter mind that keeps going off. Or I can say, hey, so grateful that I had this time to just rest. And it's a Saturday today, so that I'm recording this podcast, and I was able to just be on my pajamas the whole day and lie down in bed, listening to positive affirmations, word, and music, and so many different things that just help me connect with myself and help me to feel it's all right, Michele. Reframing it. So, hey, I get a day just to be in bed. Isn't that exciting? I could be looking at the other way as well, but I choose to focus on the good. I choose to reframe that for me so that I can just give myself permission to be present, to be in the moment. And also, another really, really important key of keeping our joy is to give. Give of our time, give a kind word, help somebody else. So for me, my energy comes from the fact that I can do this. I can be on this podcast connecting with you, helping you in your own struggles by sharing some of the lessons that I'm learning, the things that are helping me. And by doing that, I feel empowered and I feel joy inside of me because I know I am making a difference, even if it's only one person, even if it's just with you. Because I know that you will also be able to share your happiness, your joy, your groundedness, and your essence with other person. That other person could be your family, your children, your mother, your father, your coworker, colleague, whoever it is, and there's a knock-on effect. So that's one way of us being able to keep that joy. We protect our peace. We take our time to reframe how we're seeing a situation. Yes, it's difficult. And I'm not saying blasé about it. No. We're going through struggles, yes, and they're real. But we are more than conquerors. We're stronger than we think. We are able to do everything we put our minds to. And we're able to focus on the good. And that helps our brain to focus on, okay, she's looking for 3 things to be grateful for. What is it right now? And we look for those good little points. And then that joy starts building up. It's like lighting up a fire inside of us, and it just keeps going, keeps going. And yeah, and the last thing is definitely serve others. Give of yourself, your time, your attention, or just a kind word to somebody. Pick up a phone, call someone and say, hey, I love you. I'm thinking of you. Because those things really matter. And that will make your heart fill with joy again. So my friend, thank you so much for taking this time. If this message resonated with you, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe, leave a comment, forward this message to someone that really will need it today. If it spoke to you, it might speak to somebody else as well. And let's help each other in this journey. We're not alone. You're not alone. And God is with you. May God bless and keep you. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
This was the Michele Roy Show.